What's up, everyone? Mark Lobiner, TigerFitness.com, alongside
Derek Sioka, Marketing Director, Ronnie Coleman, Signature Series.
I just happen to be in Florida. Now, just to let you know our relationship here, Ronnie Coleman actually is out in Florida. Part reason is to see my TV show. I mean, we're good friends. Derek's a close friend of mine. And there are some things that you have to do in life that really suck, but it's the only option. And I want to start off with a story. About a week ago, there was a show up in Maine. I believe it's the Pine Tree Classic up in Maine. And their sponsor, a nutrition store, backed out and couldn't do goodie bags. And show promoters know that goodie bags are key. Competitors love them. They keep the competitors coming back.
Absolutely.
And it's a must-have. And they're supposed to have good, amazing goodie bags. Like, bro, we just can't do it. So I get a call from the promoter. And I'm like, I'm going to do everything I can to make this happen. All I had in the back, seriously, was body fat calipers and like body fat measuring tape. So you know how lean you are for the show. And we didn't have shirts or anything. And so I'm like, we can send this. So first thing I did is I called Derek. And remember, this is a natural show. This is an OCB show, I believe. And I don't know, this is like last minute. He had to ship it that day.
Yeah.
Derek went in the back, not only shipped bags to put the stuff in, but shipped a bunch of samples, swag, and everything. And the show went off. The competitors were happy. It was full of Tiger Fitness and RCSS products.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a competitor. You're a competitor, and when you do those shows, having that kind of a bag or something nice for all your hard work, it makes you want to come back and compete in that organization again. And so when we're all about just bodybuilding in general, whatever the organization is, just supporting it.
Yeah.
And we had stuff, no question, we were sending it.
And my mission statement for the Uprising, which Ronnie, one of the reasons Ronnie is coming to that, or was going to go to that, as you're going to find out, was to donate over $20,000 to Operation Heroes Connect. That's a veteran-based organization. T Marie's going to be on it. T was on American Grit with me, very close to her, and it was really a mission of mine to raise $10,000 for the Mason schools, Mason, Ohio, and to raise over $20,000 for Operation Heroes Connect, because I believe in that organization that deeply. Yeah. And so I got it going, got the flyers. Ronnie's going, Doug Miller, everybody's on board.
We're in.
Customers are happy. And then while I was setting it up, there was a big breakup between the WPA, which became the WPA, and OCB. Basically, Matt Shepley and Kareem Petaway, or Remo as we know him, they had a falling out, and now there's all these trademark issues. And so we're going through all this. There's all this drama going on around me. I'm like, I'm just doing a show. I don't really care what organization it's in. 2 days ago, Matt Shepley, who I must say is mentally unstable. He is. He's freaking nuts. Anyway, he reports our picture of our flyer because he was saying that he owns the IFPA trademark.
Right.
So he reports our flyer, gets it taken off Facebook, gets our account like a warning. I'm like, all right, I get it. And I just put out notice. I said, Matt, you do this again, I'm going to mess up your world. And I want to say that a few months ago, to distribute our flyer, and I'm not saying this because Remo was against it, some people within the organization, WPA, also asked me to take Ronnie's picture off the flyer and replace it with Doug Miller, because IFPA Pro, IFBB Pro, we're not going to get into why they said that, but let's be real.
Figure it out.
But I'm also on the flyer, which makes no sense, and I am a NABA Pro, which is not a natural organization. So last night, the final straw was hit. There's a promoter, I'm not going to mention his name because I like him, and this would totally ruin him, but we're sponsoring their show. We're giving them swag, all this stuff.
We're coming.
After all this, after putting up with Matt being ridiculous, I'll mention some other things that are stupid as well. There's also an issue with judging where judges have to actually pay a fee and go to this course. And I have all these judges that have judged multiple shows that might have to go somewhere to get, they're donating their time.
I didn't even know
that's just not even going to happen. Yeah. That's not a possibility. So last night the promoter said, yeah, we could distribute your flyers to promote your show, but Ronnie can't be on the flyer. And I mean, Derek's known me for years. I'm the most loyal guy ever. And you start messing with the whole entire organization. You got to realize Ronnie is the greatest ambassador of the sport since Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ronnie's done more for this sport. The man, with a broken back, has done more appearances at bodybuilding shows he's not even getting paid for
than healthy people
than anybody. Yeah. And you guys have the nerve, the gall, because he was an IFBB pro, to blacklist him essentially from donating his time to bring more athletes and more notoriety to the sport. And for that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
You should really be ashamed of yourself. The Uprising's gone. I'm calling it off. I've only lost a couple $1,000s. Not a big deal. And it'll be a donation because it's all going to the reservation of the This is where we're going to hold the show. Just going to tell them to keep it. We're going to write it off. Something about like $2,000 goes towards Mesa Middle School, so someone got money out of this.
Right.
Not a big deal. I'll donate that to charity anyway.
We'll find another way to do the other organization.
Yeah. The problem is, oh yeah, we're going to do a ton, but the problem is the athletes are missing out. This was a pro show with over $10,000 in cash prizes. This was a show where you can earn your pro card, and these guys have ruined it. Remo, I know you're trying to do the right thing with the judges, but at the end of the day, asking people donating their time to pay a fee and to fly somewhere, or even correspondents to take a course when they've judged multiple shows and they're even pros in your organization, that's ridiculous. Matt Shepley, I'd like to say this, I have no respect for you. You're a punk. You are a little bitch. I don't like you. You took down my flyer when I'm trying to promote your sport. You went and reported me to Facebook. You're a mentally unstable man, and you need help. And I'm still going to support your promoters. If you want to blacklist us from giving stuff to your athletes, that's fine with me. But I want to tell the athletes right now, I'm going to make a recommendation. And this does not represent Ronnie Coleman's stance at all. If you're going to compete, never thought I'd say this. In your natural, there's two organizations that I see right now. There's no infighting. The NPC is the NPC. They have natural shows. Lieberman puts on an amazing show in Ohio.
He does.
I've never heard any political issues with his show. I've seen the winners. They've deserved to win every year.
Yeah.
And first and second is like, how did he know?
Yeah. No, I've been there. I've been to that show. It's a good show.
That's an amazing show.
Really good show.
And I'm going to go back to, and the reason I didn't do this in the beginning, because it's a smaller organization, but the ANBF, which I still believe I'm listed as a VP of, but I wanted to do the IFPA because it's the biggest pro card. And the ANBF, I didn't feel could sustain a $30,000 donation to charity. This is for charity. This is not for me. I'm not making money. I was going to lose money, and I'm losing $2,000, not even doing anything. Not to mention the hours and hours that my company, Katie and myself put into this. And that's just, it's almost like the guy holding the camera, Zach, heard me just going off last night to Katie. I was pissed, and I am pissed at all this. But the bottom line is, so if you're going to do a show, the way to fix this is support who's going to do stuff right for you. Do ANBF shows, because Kent, I believe, is the only one who has no political skin in the game. There's no issues with the organization. It's smaller. The pro card isn't that meaningful now because it's small, but the more of you who win pro cards who are good, the bigger the organization is.
Right.
And as far as the WPA, I love Remo, and I'd like to see it succeed, but right now with all the legal stuff around, you know how legal can kill. Yeah. We've been involved in how many lawsuits in the last 2 years? I know I have 10.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a strong number.
And also, man, the NPC and NABA, even if you're natural, they have, NABA has a big natural show in Chicago. And I never thought I'd say this, but there's so much political infighting. But the uprising's gone. And the only people to blame are the people behind the natural organizations, except for Kent Beerley, the ANBF. Kent just does his thing, man. Puts on his shows, works his ass off, and I mean, his shows average between probably 20 and 70 people, whereas OCB will go anywhere from 50 to 300 people.
Yeah.
But there's only one way to grow that, and that's with your support. So, but anyway, tell Ronnie he's free on June 25th.
Hey, we're free. Anyone else want to do anything?
I say we take June 25th.
We should do something.
And we blow it out.
Let's
do something huge.
Yeah.
I'm thinking nudity.
It's always good.
Yeah, that's all.
I have no shame. So.
And Ronnie's already half naked right behind.
You know, Ronnie will. I think Ronnie will put us to shame in that category. But
yeah,
maybe we should just stick to us.
This is life size.
This is the scale.
And I apologize to all the competitors who were gearing up for this show.
We're excited to go. You know, we're always excited to support.
And we're still going to keep, we're still going to keep, if you're a promoter and you need help with your show, we'll still support your show.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll still send swag. We'll still send people out to sample out product. But I just can't do this show. I can't do it. I can't do a show and support an organization or organizations who are literally, you know, taking someone who donates their time. This was the final straw. There's obviously more to it, but taking someone who donates their time, and saying that their time is not good enough.
Right. I mean, we're not getting. Ronnie's not getting paid.
How much did he get paid per guest posing when he was competing?
$5,000 minimum.
5 to 10 grand.
Easy.
And he was going to do this as a donation to natural bodybuilding. Shame on you. Shame on you. Again, ANBF. If you want to know, it's ANBF. I believe it's Just search ANBF Bodybuilding.
You'll link it below.
ANBFnatural.com.
There you go.
All right, guys. That's How to Game.